There's when I worked at the state senate as a law clerk, you would read House Bill 1, 2, and 3. You would read the fiscal note on the back of a bill, and you would try to figure out, is this really even going to work? And that's on the front end of legislation. We're seeing something totally different now in the last 5 or 6 years, and it's really an anomaly, I think, in any state government, is that the people that are projecting income and revenues for the year are off by billions of dollars. Okay? That has never happened before. The budget went into this bad budget from the session. You got July 1st as a start date. Now, usually 6, 8, 10 months down the road, we tinker with it. The committee will do something to do it. But August the 15th, we find $500 million short. Now, if I did that just in any of my little small businesses, I'd have to shut it down. In the grand scheme of things, that's not a big percentage of the total budget or our total debt. But it's huge because of the time factor. 45 days we're already redoing a budget. I mean, imagine if the church ran that way. Hey, we project this much. Oh, by the way, we were off 20%. Well, that's a huge deal. As a construction guy can't do that when he's bidding a job. No one can do that. And I think fundamentally what has to change is this. The people who are doing the forecasting, looking into the crystal ball, they can't be state workers. I mean, everybody watches the oil market. It's unstable. We know it's dropping. Look at what's happening in Syria. Russia's building a base there. You look at all these things, that's instability in the market. Now, I'm a history major, but everybody knows that oil is not going to go back up to $120 a barrel to tomorrow. And so when they forecasted the value of oil, they put a heavy load on that in the budget. So what we're seeing now is not so much, let's look at House Bill 1, 2, and 3 and the fiscal notes of any bill that generates a revenue cost. We have to go back and say, okay, wait a minute now. Who projected this budget? The state worker. Does the state worker benefit from this projection? Well, yeah. Because their budget for the year is set by what? The projection. You see what I'm getting at? So we're playing checkers. They're playing chess. That's the problem we have. And the legislators we have down there right now say, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. Yeah, let's let the fourth floor determine the budget. Oh, well, they're off $400 million or $600 million or $1 billion. Come on now. So I think we have to look at it from a forecasting standpoint and not hey, let's look at House Bill 1, 2, and 3 and the rev bills that generate a fiscal note. Now, that's the old way of doing it. I think that's how they're doing it right now. But it's a big deal when you go to LSU on August the 15th, and they're banking on this much money. And you tell them, oh, by the way, you're the only person we can cut. So take that, whatever we gave you, and deduct $323 million. Let me ask you this. If I was your boss and I did that to you and you were a professor at LSU, would you stay or would you take that job at Alabama or the Mayo Clinic? It's not fair to them because they're raising their family in Baton Rouge or in Hammond at Southeastern. And when I sat on the Board of Regents for a year, when I was student body president of the law school, I got to sit on the Board of Regents for 1 year. I was amazed at how well run it was, how well higher education was run just 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It's totally changed now. So the forecast we have on budgeting is we have to really look at that projection. We still have to do our due diligence on House Bill 1, 2, and 3 and any bill that generates a physical note, but we really have to watch that forecasting, that crystal ball, because it is broken, and we have to do better with that.